So we're here today. We're going to be making risotto using this brand new innovative cooking system. This is a really cool lid and it's got this really nice vortex. You can see I'm not cutting my hands or hurting myself, and it's going to sit right on top of here and make me a little magic oven as I cook. So using only the ingredients that I have here that my trusty friend left for me to use and cook, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, not more than a tablespoon. I'm going to drizzle it in the bottom. I'm not Martha Stewart, by the way, but anyway, I'm going to try and do this as best as possible. I had a little help. Everything goes in all together. So zucchini, and then the mushrooms. This is all fresh. And here comes my frozen peas. See, they're frozen. You can hear them clinking into the pan. And then goes my rice, all of it. Now this goes all in together. It's incorporated all together. And then I'm going to put in my vegetable stock. You can use real vegetable stock if you have, but if you don't, this works anyway. Then we're going to put in 2 cups of water, and it all goes with the amount of rice that you're putting in there. So just follow the instructions on your rice. Let it go. I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to stir it just a little bit, not much. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to stand back and watch the magic happen. So as this goes, what happens is this makes a little oven inside of here, and it's going to make steam, and it's going to keep going inside of the cast iron pot. I'm not going to touch this, obviously, and the trick of this innovative lid is that it has to cover the surface, and the vortex, which you saw underneath, which what I was touching, has to be in the center of the pot. So whatever size pot you use, as you can see behind me, there's a couple of them. This has to always be in the center. We're going to let this go for a couple minutes on high, then we're going to lower the heat. So if you see this now, I've added more liquid. It's actually 2.5 cups of water for every 100 cups of rice. And if you notice, I just made a boo-boo, but what you're not supposed to do is turn this sideways over your pot, because the steam is going to go back in. That's why we have this little trusty friend that's here, and this always has to go flat down. So we're going to put this on. We're going to return this to high heat so it continues to boil. As soon as it boils, we're going to lower the heat and just let it take its course and cook away. So if you look at my rice now, and I haven't sat here and stirred it for 20 minutes like normal rice. I've kept it in my little trusty little friend here with my little innovative lid, and I'm just going to stir it once to show you, but I haven't spent 20 minutes doing it, and basically this rice is done. So I'm going to put the lid back on, and because this uses the lid uses the steam inside and just recuperates it over and over, creating more moisture inside. You don't need to touch anything, you don't need to stir it. So now it's been on low heat for a couple of minutes, and we're going to turn it off and we're going to let it rest, and that's it. Then we're going to serve the rice. So just to let you know that even though I have turned off the heat completely and the lid does stay on, it's going to sit here for another 2 to 3 minutes, and it continues to cook. This will continue to make heat inside, again like a little oven, and continue to cook the rice. After the 2 minutes is up, you serve your rice and you're done. So you can see that I've reduced the heat, and now I'm going to turn the heat off completely. This product with the lid together will continue to cook the rice that is inside here. It will keep the heat on top of it, and it will continue to cook as if I had the heat on, and I don't have the heat on, saving energy and saving your time, obviously, because this cooks in a fraction of the time of real rice. So now my rice is ready, and you can see that in a fraction of the time that it took to make regular rice, I've made nice rice with, remember, both fresh and frozen vegetables, and everything cooked together, and they all stayed exactly the way they were supposed to. The consistency of the vegetables is unbelievable, just really, really beautiful. See this rice? It's amazing. It smells delicious. So here's your finished product. The only thing missing is to taste. You can add grated cheese as you wish. I'm going to taste it. It's fantastic. So I'm going to make fresh pasta today. I'm going to also use fresh vegetables, passata, a little bit of oil, and the egg pasta. We're going to start with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to just sprinkle this and drizzle it all around. Then we're going to put in the passata and the tomatoes with fresh garlic and fresh basil. And then we're going to put in the passata. The spices are to your discretion, and some salt. I'm going to put on my trusty little lid, my nice little intervention here. I wish I made it, but I didn't. I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm going to let it go, and I'm not going to touch it. And what's going to happen is this little friend of mine is going to incorporate every ingredient that's inside together, keeping everything together. The trick of this is it's less time in cooking, less energy obviously. I don't need as much water as I normally would with pasta, which you will see after, because the fresh tomatoes already have water in it. So we're just going to let this cook, and then we're going to add the pasta. So I've let the vegetables cook together for a couple of minutes now. I have not lifted the lid once. As you can see, everything is cooking and it's boiling. Now's the time to add the pasta. Because this is a different kind of pasta, you don't need to put in all the water that you normally would to boil pasta. You need less of the water. This is an egg noodle. I'm not going to break up the nests. The nests are going to sit nice on top of the vegetables. And of course, again, because I've got so much liquid in there, I don't need the water that I would normally use with a regular pasta. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of the water, and it's half a cup for every 100 grams of pasta. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to let this take over. And it's the energy in here is like half of what you would normally use when you use regular pasta and a regular cooking utensils. This cuts it right down. So we added a little bit of water to the mix that's in here, and we're just going to leave the temperature the way it is. We'll let everything incorporate together. We'll put the lid back on, and I'm going to watch as the steam rises through here. And again, all the steam is going to go right back in there, and I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave the heat the way it is. I'm just going to let the pasta boil. Again, it's half the time, if not less, than the normal cooking time of pasta when you put all the pasta into boiling water. You'll see what it looks like when it's done. So the pasta is ready. As you can see, I'm just going to give it one last stir, and I'm going to show you how great it looks. Look, perfect, al dente, everything got cooked together, and the color is amazing. Great. So pasta is ready to be served. Again, a little bit of cheese. I like a lot, so I'm going to put a lot. It's up to you. A little bit of garnish of basil, right to the table. So today we're going to make pizza without opening up the oven. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm not. We're actually going to make pizza in here. So we start with this very heavy pan with a good bottom, and it's got to be flat and really, really heavy. Make sure it's a no stick pizza, otherwise you're going to have a mess. We've put some olive oil in here. I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm going to put my pizza in first. Make sure you get it in the center. And this is completely frozen. Look, I can pick it up. It's frozen pizza. You can use frozen base, fresh ingredients, real pizza dough with fresh ingredients, whatever you want. But to make a point today, we're going to use frozen pizza. So we turn up the heat for 3 minutes, and we're going to put our trusty little lid on. And this is going to be like my little mini oven. So my 3 minutes on high have gone. I've lowered the heat now. It's going to cook for another 7 or 8 minutes. Unlike anything else that you've cooked with this product, with this great product, this little oven that we've made now to cook the pizza can't be open or should not be opened during the process of the pizza cooking, because you're taking away the heat from inside. It's cooking, I can feel it, I don't hear it, but this is going to give us a crusty pizza dough, a crispy one, and it's going to cook evenly throughout. It's important to know also that if you're using frozen pizza, you have to check how big or how thick the pizza dough is when you're cooking it. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, I know, because of this size, but if you're going to use a thicker dough, then at the end you're going to have to increase your 7 to 8 minutes, obviously. So here we are 8 minutes later. I'm lifting the lid off of my little oven here, and the pizza is cooked. I can see from the sides that it's crispy all the way underneath. The cheese is melted amazing. It doesn't even look like it was a frozen pizza. It looks like I went and picked it up at the store. It looks great and actually smells great. You can't smell it, but I can smell it. It smells great. So I don't know if you can hear, but this is pretty crispy all the way through. Pretty good. Didn't use my oven. Didn't heat up my entire kitchen doing this, and my pizza is cooked through and through. Everything looks great. I'll actually cut another little piece here, just to show you how nice this pizza came out. So how many times in the month of February, when the snow is this high and it's freezing cold, do you not want to go outside and barbecue a piece of meat? I have the perfect solution for you. This pan is going to cook the meat for you, and it's got to be a stainless steel pan, and it cannot have no stick. It's got to be exactly like this. So what you need to do is you need to heat this really, really, really high, and you season the meat whatever way you want, but do not put the oil in the pan. Different from everything else that we cooked, we put the oil, we massaged it into the meat. You can put steak spice on it, whatever you want after, but don't put the oil into the pan. So we're going to wait for this to get really, really, really high, and then we're going to put the piece of meat inside the pan. So now that I have it at the right temperature, I'm going to place the meat inside here. You can hear it sizzling. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to let it go for about 3 to 4 minutes per side, depending on how you like your meat cooked, and that's it. So my 3 minutes are up on one side, as you can still hear it sizzling. I'm going to remove the lid. I'm going to flip my piece of meat really, really quickly onto the other side. Get it in the middle. Sorry about that. I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm going to let the other side go. So as you can see, the steak is cooking inside of the pan, and you can see all the steam. Unlike having a barbecue and inhaling all of the smoke, or doing it in your house in a frying pan and having so much oil, this took a little bit of oil, like I said, massaged in there, 3-4 minutes on each side. You can hear it sizzling, and this is cooking it amazing. Look, all the steam. So my meat is cooked. I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to wait a second or two before I remove the lid from the pan. I'm going to place it over here. As you can see, it's still sizzling. I'm going to remove it from the pan and place it in the plate. Look, instant steak. Half the time, no smoke, little oil, little mess, and it's done. So here we are, one amazingly delicious looking cooked piece of meat. I'm just going to cut a small piece off the corner to show you how well it was cooked. This is exactly how I like it. I'm going to just cut another little piece of meat here just to show you how nicely it cooked. This meat looks delicious. Look at this amazing, beautiful steak. No smoke, no nothing. So here we have, using the same technology that you've seen before, a deep fryer. The nice thing about this deep fryer is it doesn't have to go as high as normal deep fryers. Using the technology of the lid with the steam and closed basket on top of the chamber, we've got a variety of different kinds of foods that actually we are going to fry together. So we have chicken nuggets, we have assorted fish, we've got French fries, we've got vegetables, you name it. There's 6 or 7 different items in here. It's going to adjust to cook all of these that require different temperatures cooking all at the same time. One basket, not 6 different baskets. So obviously everybody's not going to have one of these in their houses, although some people may wish that they do. This is for a restaurant. It comes in many sizes. This using the same technology as this is for your house. Exactly the same thing. I can take the basket that's in here, put all these assorted frozen items together, cook it in my house in this. But now we're going to cook it in here. So I'm going to take the basket, I'm going to lift off the lid, I'm going to lower this into the chamber, and you can hear that it's not hot, hot, hot like it normally would be when you go into a restaurant and you hear a fryer going. I'm going to push the timer because I need about 6 minutes. So I just want to show you that we have about 2 minutes left on the cooking time here. As you can see, it's steaming. It's really hot. I can feel it. I just want to show you that as I pull away the glass, this is actual real steam. There's no oil. As the glass dries, there's actually no film of oil on here. Simply steam.
È caldo però,
Yeah.
dunque significa che non va a tante temperature.
So my 6 minutes have gone by. Everything smells great. Again, remember this is low heat, so everything is cooked together. Didn't take on any smell. I'm going to remove the lid over here. I've got my little oven mitt here. I'm going to place it on the handle because the handle got hot. It sweat just a little bit. And I'm going to place everything into here. Look how nice everything cooks. Looks great. Everything's cooked. Nothing looks burnt, and it didn't take on the smell of anything, and it really doesn't even smell like oil. So here's the finished product. Everything all mixed up together. You've got fish, french fries, chicken fingers, vegetable sticks, all together. I just want you to know that we put this on a paper towel just for presentation to show you that there's not a lot of grease like you would normally have when you take something out of any other deep fryer. And look, everything is crispy. Everything. It all cooked the way it would have if you would have had each individual item in its own individual cooker. But here it is, ready to eat. I just want to show you the inside, how juicy and crispy this is. Look at this chicken nugget. The outside's crispy, the inside is cooked perfectly through and through. So that's it. We've shown you just a few ways to cook in a healthier, faster, using this technology that will bring down your cooking time, bring down the smell, you'll eat healthier, and everything here can be done in your house. Not this, but using the other one, yes, but everything can be done in your house. Using this cooking technology, you will have a much healthier way of eating. You will shorten down your cooking time and giving you more family time.